Hey guys, this is Jonathan from Bro JMR Productions, and as you can see, we're back over in the DVD shelves. We're going to talk about, we're going to do another episode of Wheel of the Movies. We are straying away from the TV shelf for today. We're going to talk about something a little different. I've got a lot of stuff over here to shoot through. So let's get right to it. What we're going to be talking about today are movie series we have all of. And it looks like Nala is joining us in the background. Hey, how you doing? Why are you yelling at me? Stop. Now, here are my rules for this. A, has to be at least 3 movies. Otherwise, it's just a movie and its sequel. I am not including box sets that we have or the collections. I'm going to do those in a different video. And these are series that are finished. They're not going to be making any more movies of. And yes, there are some of those. It seems like they're still making movies for everything in the world. But we're going to be talking about ones that are finished, and some of these you might question, but I have my own reasons for why I think they're finished, and I will explain them as we get to them. So let's start off with the ones that it's easy to know that they're actually done. Karate Kid, the original 3 movies. Now, these are all we have. We do not have the remake. We do not have the next Karate Kid. I do not consider those part of the series. The remake, I halfway refuse to acknowledge at all. Never seen it. The next Karate Kid wasn't a bad movie. I'm not saying that it is. Continuity-wise, it fits in because it does have Pat Morita in it. It acknowledges what happened in these movies. All in all, it wasn't a terrible movie, but this is a complete series. It's a beautiful trilogy. It's perfect. They should have left it alone. That's all I got to say about that. The Hunger Games movies. And yes, we have all 4 of these on Steelbook. It's a nice little collection that we have. Obvious to understand why these are done. It was a book series. They did the whole story. I know that there's been a lot of talk floating around and rumors about how they want to do more Hunger Games movies, set them in the past, talk about other games, maybe make a movie talking about the uprising of Panem, blah blah blah. And you know what? Some of that could be really interesting, like extremely interesting stories. They could tell some good stories there, but I don't think it's going to happen for the simple fact that people started halfway losing interest in these movies about Mockingjay Part 1, even though Mockingjay Part 2 is fantastic. It's much better than Mockingjay Part 1. But people have lost interest. People are done with this. I don't think that there would be a need for it. I don't think they would make enough money because people are fickle nowadays, and that's a topic for another video at some point. Next up, Expendables 1, 2, and 3. Again, we have all 3 of these on Steelbook. I was able to pick them up for a pretty damn decent price for all 3 of them. I think that these movies are done. I firmly believe that they are. Most of the people in them are doing other things. Most of the main people. Jason Statham is going back to an old series, The Mechanic. He's doing another one of those movies. And there's still talk about the female version, The Expendables, which honestly I would love to see. I really hope that that comes around. And I think that this version is done. I think there's going to be some continuity, maybe some sort of crossover. Maybe they'll get Sylvester. I think they've talked about having Sylvester Stallone in the female-led version as a way to tie it together. That's fine. I'm not going to consider it part of this series. It's going to be its own separate series. The Taken movies. Taken 1, 2, and 3. No, I have none of these on Steelbook because they didn't release any of them as far as I know. Great movies. A lot of fun. I enjoy all three of these movies. It's a series that is done. I don't think they're going to make any more of them. I know that there's probably still rumors floating around about the idea of a Taken 4. I don't think it's going to happen because I've seen the third one and the way it ended. I think they're done. Yeah, I just don't think they're going to do it. I think Liam Neeson even wants to move on. You know, he's done some other stuff, and I mean, he's still doing good. He's still making quality stuff, but it's time for him to move on from that series. 3 was enough. If they do a fourth one, it's going to lose everything they built up. Any sort of momentum that they built up, and put it that way. All right. Well, this one is a little interesting to talk about. We have American Pie, American Pie 2, and American Wedding. Now this, for a while, was a complete trilogy. It was fine, it was perfect, it wrapped everything up. And then they went along and made a fourth one, American Reunion, which is funny. I've seen it. It's good, it holds up with the rest of these. Now, why am I including them? If they made another movie and we didn't think they needed to, because I don't think they're going to do another one. I think that they're really done. Plus, it's been too long. It had almost been too long for American Reunion. I think the main reason why this one gained any traction that it did was because of nostalgia reasons alone. If they did it now, it would bomb. If they tried to make another one of these now, I don't think it would work. This kind of humor still works, obviously. I mean, look at the ratings for Sausage Party right now. But as a story, done. No need for any more. It works the way it is. All right. Scary movies. Scary. And not just horror movies, the actual Scary Movie series, 1 through 5. Now, I have only seen, well, I never saw 5. I saw 1 through 4. And honestly, they just dropped in quality as they went along, in my opinion. I've never seen 5. I really don't have any desire to. It looked so incredibly stupid. Like, too stupid, even. Now, why do I think this series is done when this is a series that they could easily make more of? Because I don't think anybody would let them. People in general seem to be way over the parody movies. There were way too many of them. It's time to be done. They're stupid, they're almost insulting, and that's it. The Scary Movie series worked. They went about it in a different way. The humor was actual quality, at least in the first couple. They were parodies, yes, but they were parodies done right. But even this series, they just started getting bad and bad and bad and stupid, in my opinion. They're still funny. I'll still pop one or, I can watch part 1 or 2 or even some of 3, and I'm still gonna laugh. Especially 3. So it's got Leslie Nielsen in it. Leslie Nielsen always makes me laugh. But I don't think they're going to be making any more of these, again, just because I think that Hollywood in general has learned its lesson that people are over parody movies, and it's got to be something really special. So, yeah. What else we got? Sticking with DVDs, Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3. I love these movies. They're great. 1 and 2 are fantastic. The third one is good. It was very underrated, but it still held up. It wasn't quite as high quality in my opinion, but it still held up okay. Now, why do I think this series is done? Because they tried to make a TV show about it. When you make a TV show about a movie series, the movie series is done. I can't think. I tried to think of an example that would set that apart, that would make that statement untrue. I was not able to think of one. So, we're just going to say it. Along the same lines, Scream 1 through 4. absolutely adore these movies. Love all four of them. All four of them are good. Third one is hilarious because it's got Jay and Silent Bob in it. Still a great movie. Very good whodunits. It was a great return of a genre that a lot of people thought was dead, and it really helped kickstart the idea of modern horror that we have like now. Although the past couple of years that idea has dropped off, but there was a strong run for a while of everything was going slasher, and I love that because the Halloween series is one of my favorite horror series in general. Friday the 13th, I love them, and those are all slasher genres. It was a great series of movies. It was in a lot of ways perfect. When they made Scream 4, a lot of people thought it was unnecessary because 1, 2, and 3 was fantastic, but the fourth one is actually one of the best ones in my opinion. It's right. Sorry, you guys can't see whenever I'm holding stuff up. I need to start paying more attention. Part 4 was actually, in my opinion, the best one that they did because I really couldn't guess who it was. I really did not guess the twist at the end, and that says a lot. And again, this was made into a TV show, but it was made into a good TV show. I watched the first season. I have not watched any of season 2. I'm waiting for it to get put on Netflix, and I want to try to get caught up before season 3. But the TV show is fantastic. What else do we got? The Twilight movies. Yes, we own the Twilight movies. We own all 5 of them. We even own one of them in a steelbook. Yeah, forgot about that. A weird steelbook, too, by the way. Obvious why this series is done. It was based on books. The books are over. They told all the story. That's all there is to say. Nothing else to be done with that one. The Saw movies. All 7 of them. I love this series. This was, again, a return of a horror genre that a lot of people thought might not work anymore. And that's Gorno, also known as torture porn. It was a very popular horror genre in the 70s because most of it was exploitation films, and they were usually indie. They were low budget. This was that idea, but throw in a heavy psychological aspect, and that's what you get. The series is fantastic. I love it. I know that there's constantly still rumors floating around. They're going to make another Saw movie. Oh, we're going to get another Saw movie this Halloween. No, we're not. This series is done. I can pretty much guarantee that. I can almost promise you. They're not going to come back to do any more. And the main reason for that is that the 2 guys who created this series, Leigh Whannell and James Wan, are kind of busy making other horror movies and helping to save the horror genre in general, and especially with like Insidious. Insidious really came at the right time and gave the horror genre the kick that it needed to be able to keep going, and it's running strong again now, super strong. Only got a couple more, so let's shoot through these. Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Technically, kind of 2 different series, but they're together. They count all together. And yes, these are all the extended editions. This is almost 23 hours of Middle-earth. I figured it up one time because I was going to marathon them. I didn't get around to doing that. Whatever. And the last one. The last series we got, like I said, we have more complete series, but I'll talk about those later. Final Destination. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Love these movies as well. I love the idea of them. It's a mix of a lot of different things, a lot of different horror genres that got mashed together and worked in this really weird way that shouldn't have. These were movies that honestly shouldn't have worked. They just should not have. There was a slasher element, there was a sci-fi element, there was a supernatural element, there was a mystery element, There's all these things wrapped up together. And the people that say that this series is not dead are people that have not seen the fifth one. People that keep on saying, oh, we need another Final Destination movie. You haven't seen the fifth one. Everything gets wrapped up. I will not say how for anybody that has not seen number 5, because I just don't want to say. But believe me, this series is wrapped up. It went full circle. It's done. And it's fantastic. If you've never seen number 5 and you've seen the rest of them, even if you've only seen like 1 and 2, you can pretty much skip 3 and 4. Well, you can definitely skip 4, which was just called The Final Destination. It really wasn't great. But gotta watch number 5. Gotta watch number 5 just to see how the series ends. But that's all I got for this. Like I said, I've got more, and I'm going to talk about them in another video, and we'll do things we have in box sets, and I might break that up a little bit. I also did not include a lot of things. There are a couple of things that I didn't include that we kind of have, and you know what, I'm just going to try to explain all that in another video, because I have an OCD weird way of thinking about what constitutes a series, what constitutes a complete series, things like that. Like I said, I'm going to get to the rest of them in another time, and then I'll also do one talking about a series of movies that are technically finished, but we don't own all of them yet. And we'll discuss that at another time. And we'll eventually get back to TV. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to proceed with that. So thanks for watching, guys. Blessed be, and happy hunting.